And I forget what I was going to say now. Hello, it's September 2023, and this video I'm going to be talking about something that I've mentioned in passing in videos over the years, and even as a subtopic. And the topic of this video is going to be the whole concept or belief system that everyone is in control of their own destiny and can achieve anything that they want, and they create their own reality, etc., etc. There's a really big fundamental flaw with that belief system. Things that interfere with, say, for example, someone's plan. Now, that could be something natural, for example, like weather. It could be other people, because no one is isolated from other people. There's always going to be people in our lives, whether directly or indirectly. And the third thing, dare I say, could be even spiritual. But I'm going to be focusing primarily on the second one that I've just mentioned, and that is other people. Other people interfering with someone's dreams and goals. Now, before I get into this, I just want to be very clear that this video is not talking about something that's called TIs, or also known as targeted individuals. Now, about 10-12 years ago, I did spend a couple of years researching this in depth. I even interviewed, I can't even remember how many, but I did interview some people who may claim to be TIs, targeted individuals. And I watched countless of videos about this particular topic. And it's interesting because 10-12 years ago, if you did a search on this like anything else, there was nothing preventing you from actually exploring anything, because the algorithms were more open, we'll just say. So I did spend a few years researching this, and I have to just say that most people who claim to be targeted, and it's also called gang stalking for some reason. I can't remember where that came up, but anyway, I did conclude that most people who make these claims believe that it's really happening to them. Most people. There was a small handful of people that something's going on, like who knows what. And it could be something as simple as upsetting or angering someone else, and they're giving dirty looks or whatever. And it's interesting because a lot of these people who were filming people who they said were stalking them, they would be hiding in bushes, filming these people, chasing them down the streets and everything else, becoming what they're accusing the people that they're videotaping of doing to them. Whatever. And it was really interesting, especially talking to these people, asking them, well, why you? Why you? And they would say something to the effect of, oh, 20, 30 years ago, they, I don't know, filed a complaint with City Hall or something. And ever since then, and now there's all this, whatever. Now, it could be that, maybe if they filed a complaint against someone, that individual that they complained about did in fact hold a grudge, and every time they see them, they give them a dirty look. It happens. Some people just can't let things go. But anyway, I digress on that. And when you ask them, other people, why you, why would someone invest so much resources and time and everything just to let you see them, watching them, type of thing? And there was really no coherent answer. But again, a very small percentage. I mean, who knows who they upset at some point. doesn't even have to be government. It could just be a neighbor, a friend, someone down the street, who knows. And what's even more, I don't even know if we would call it interesting, but almost humorous, where they would film someone and that person's filming them, and they're both looking at the other saying, yeah, that person is gang stalking me, or that's why I'm a targeted individual. And they're both posting up videos of each other it's anyway, you kind of get the whole gist of it. Now, out of the little percentage that is in question, could be even something more. Maybe they're of interest to someone or a group or something who may be influential. That's possible. Anything's possible. But generally, most people, I want to say, they believe their stories. And it's not a criticism of these people. There's obviously something more going on in their lives, mentally, emotionally. We see a huge rise in today's world of, as a descriptive, mentally ill people, mental illnesses type of things being accepted as normal. We see a huge spike with paranoia on pretty much every topic and everything else, and that's a whole different topic with social conditioning and whatever. So this video is not talking about, although I did talk about it longer than I wanted to, about targeted individuals or this thing called gang stalking. Now, there are people in the world, I'm just gonna close off this part by saying there are people, for example, who are true whistleblowers and true exposers of first-hand knowledge, and that's key, first-hand knowledge, who might get the attention or would get the attention of others related to whatever it is that they're talking about openly and publicly. And yeah, they, depending on how high it goes, I mean, there you go. And that would be a very, very tiny percentage of the population. Now, going back to the point of this video, the whole myth about you're in control of your destiny and creating your own reality. For one thing, we all share the same reality. Now, I can't understand the motivation behind saying those kind of words because, for example, that may be useful for someone who is lazy or who maybe doesn't know or lacks something that allows them to achieve something more than, for example, being a couch potato. So yeah, there's some motivation there for I'm just trying to think of a descriptive that won't be offensive. Weaker-minded people, or people who haven't had the opportunity to learn that, yeah, if you work hard, say for example, with an education, and I'm not getting into indoctrination about education, all this stuff, like, that's not the point, but you achieve something, and that step takes you to the next step, and you keep climbing that ladder of success. So I get that. But overall, just addressing that concept of being in charge of your own destiny type of thing, overall, there are other people around you, always. And they will have their own dreams and goals, their own agendas, whatever you want to call them, that may interfere with yours. So, would it be luck or bad luck or whatever someone's trying to accomplish or achieve or just simply do in life is being impacted by someone else's desire to achieve or whatever. And it gets into the whole competitive nature of the world that we live in. So there's that. There's also people, and it kind of maybe ties in a little bit with the TI thing, but there are people, maybe friends, family, whatever, that due to a mental illness or something, that they go out of their way to, as a descriptor, destroy someone's life. That does happen. It does happen. Where we really see this problem overall is with the rise of the busybody. And I've talked about the busybody over many years. People sticking their nose in other people's business, making uninformed conclusions based on their limited knowledge base. And we see this, for example, I've showed where someone thinks, oh, that person has a rifle, and they escalate it by calling the police. The police come assuming that there's some truth to it, and anyway, long story short, somebody gets shot. And that happens a lot, killed even, because someone thought, oh, I was doing the right thing. As long as you can justify it, and that's key, as long as you can justify whatever you do, whether it has malice or not, as long as you can justify it, you clear your conscience. But it doesn't excuse the fact that the busybody causes more harm. You know, I've shown, for example, over the years, I think maybe about 5 years ago, I'm just sitting in a park, minding my own business. I was on a group chat on my phone, and I had some Tim Hortons, something from Tim Hortons. Just kind of munching and drinking on a tea or whatever I had. Sitting in a park, facing the road, and the park was really just like a couple of soccer fields, I think, that were behind me. And I would go to that park, you know, fairly regularly. And this guy came up to the window telling me that I have to leave. And I'm like, what? And I had recorded the whole thing. As it turned out, a bunch of these paranoid soccer moms didn't like the fact that, and I'm quoting here, a white, middle-aged male was sitting in a vehicle alone. Keep in mind, facing the other way. Mind my own business, etc. Anyway, fast forwarding, I called the police, they called the police, and by the time all that happened, I was already done, you know, eating, whatever I was doing, had left. And how quickly something escalated from nothing. Busybodies, paranoid, soccer moms. And it's not like that I was hiding in a corner, or I have a generic type of vehicle, not at all. So it's mind-numbing. But there's an example. You know, I just wanted to sit there and enjoy it. It was a beautiful afternoon, and others interfered. And I have other examples as well. So, yes, the whole idea is you're in control of your own destiny, really to go for your goals and dreams. Goals are for achievement, that's that accomplishment, because you can achieve them. And dreams is for motivation, because they're just outside of reach, whereas goals are within reach. That's the difference. But as for the whole idea that, you create your own reality, setting aside, well, I'll share the same one, there's other people that are going to interfere. So no matter how hard you work, and no matter how hard you, for example, keep out of trouble, whatever, there's going to be someone that's going to impose. And if you're one of these people that have gone through your life to this point, and probably the rest of your life, you never experienced it, then, well, count your blessings. Because there's other people who don't do anything, just mind their own business, and others find them and impose trouble. Or they might find themselves in a situation, perhaps learning of some uncomfortable truths, and what do you do with it? So I really just wanted to address that no matter how hard you might try to do something, or just minding your own business, there'll be somebody out there that will see you and go, for whatever reason, yeah, they're going to start trouble for you. You don't even see it coming. It's not really a word of warning. I'm not trying to create paranoia for people or sound paranoid. It's just reality. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some things to think about. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Listen to this and write it down if you can't remember it. You're never going to outgrow warfare. You simply must learn to fight. I hear people saying to me, oh, when is it going to get easier? When you die.